thing.
Hey, what's up everybody? It's your boy Homer Go here. It is June 22nd, 2019. Welcome back to another vlog. For the past week or so, I was on a work trip to Argentina. My very first international work trip with the company I'm at right now, which is really awesome. Just being able to work at a company that's allowing me to travel with them and work with them on projects and especially helping me learn more about video production is a blessing. It's crazy how much I've learned in 2 months of being here in New York. On this trip, I did get to explore a little bit of Argentina, specifically Buenos Aires. Just as a person that is, international, half Japanese, half German, I've experienced quite a few different cultures. I'm always intrigued when I go to different countries and I get to see how the culture is and how people interact with one another there. So going straight from New York to Buenos Aires, I stayed at a very, very nice hotel called the Home Hotel in Buenos Aires, and that is in the part called Palermo, which is mainly where all of the nightlife is. There's a lot of nightlife, restaurants, clubs. So what you're seeing right now is Teatro Colón. It is one of the biggest opera houses in Buenos Aires, and yeah, we got to kind of walk around it. I didn't get to go inside it sadly, but just walked around it, and in front of it was a big plaza with a lot of, I really like the architecture and the art that encompassed the city. And as you can see in this next shot, we're looking at the Obelisco, which is one of the very big trademarks of Buenos Aires. It's a big monument that sits by a plaza, and we got to walk around that area, which was very nice. This next area is Plaza de Mayo. This pink house in the back there is actually the equivalent of what the White House would be in the United States, which is really cool. And we got to walk around that area. There's a lot of modern architecture, but it was also juxtaposed with a lot of old architecture, which was very interesting to see. The next area we got to check out was La Boca, which is translated literally to your mouth. The area is very beautiful. I can't stress that enough. Like every building that we walked by was a different color, vibrant, red, green, yellow, blue, whatever vibrant color, and it just stood out. If you ever do go to Buenos Aires, I would check out La Boca out of any other place. I also got to see the Old Town. The Old Town is very, very much an old town as it is. It's got a lot of stores, and it just looks very urban, if that's the right word. And then last but not least is the Recoleta Cemetery. That is one of the popular attractions in Buenos Aires. It's a big cemetery that spans a very long amount of space. It was interesting just to walk around and think, wow, like this is a humongous cemetery that they put lots of work in, whereas here in America, cemeteries are not very pleasant looking, but this was an artistic looking cemetery. Everything was very well designed, and there were all these tombs and whatnot. Now as for the experience of the culture, this is where it gets a little interesting, because I think the culture there is very different, 100% very different from our culture. I'm not going to go in any particular order, but these are some of the examples of differences in culture that I noticed from there to here. Eating times. For dinner especially, no one eats dinner at 6 or 7 over there. If you go to a restaurant at 6 or 7, no one's there. Usually restaurants are opening around 7 over there. And so, eating times were more around 8, 9-ish, and they would go till like 10, 11, like handshakes. When we first got there, we were gonna give formal handshakes to people, like a formal handshake, right? Like we went in for a formal handshake, and the dude just he did like a weird whoop, so it was like a as if you were coming in for like a hug. How do I do this? Okay, so just pretend these are damn, this is really hard to explain without a second person. All I gotta say, they don't do formal handshakes. All they do are these weird fucking whoop, and that's their formal handshake. That's how they handshake each other. That's just their greeting. I don't know. So it was weird. None of us really saw it coming, and we just felt really awkward when we tried to do a normal handshake, and then they threw us a little whoop. So it's kind of weird. Another thing is, everything is mad cheap there. A steak dinner for 4 of us, steak dinner with appetizer and like wine and stuff, was only $80. Like, that's mind-blowing. Like, so cheap for just a meal, you know? Meals are cheap, you know, you can get a meal for like a few dollars. You can, and the other crazy thing is Ubers, it costs like $2 to $5 to go like on a 20-minute Uber ride. It's crazy, like it's so cheap. But the only weird thing is, oh my God, the Uber drivers are mad out there. I don't know what's up with the driving, but the Uber driver just straight up like, there's 2 lanes here, and the Uber driver literally just like went in between these 2 cars, like so little space, and just stopped there. And I was like, what? And there was like multiple times where like the Uber driver crashed almost into something. Like, we saw like car crashes on the road like multiple times. Like, I think the driving laws are all types of fucked up over there. There's no stop signs anywhere. Like, people are just like doing their own thing. Like, there's literally no stop signs anywhere. It's kind of weird. The longest time I thought Yerba Mate, you know, that's in America, is like, you know, just, and it can. But I never realized how much of a significant Yerba Mate is in Argentina. And whenever you walk around any corner, there's somebody just sipping on a mate. Buenos Aires, great trip. I learned a lot about the place. I got to experience a lot of the culture, got to work there, got to explore, and I can't ask for much more. I'm very content with that trip. And now we're on to the next. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this is a little bit informative, and I hope you kind of learned a little bit, or you kind of understood a little bit. And yeah, other than that, I hope to see you guys on the next video. Peace.